Man, I am so excited to play this game. This is the kind of games that I love, okay? Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, that's my favorite game ever, but all the Souls-like games, that's what I love, okay? So far, technically, the game seems to be flawless, okay? It compiles the shaders at the beginning, so I hope that there's no stutters, please. No stutters, okay? I want to play the game. It is running at 120 FPS with 4K DLSS. On my 3080, I have a 5800 X3D, 3080 12 gigabytes. And the HDR is good because the game supports the system level calibration on Windows 11. Okay, so if you have an HDR display, you have to get Windows 11 because that's the only way. So all the games that are coming out now, I see most of them, they are supporting the system level calibration, the HDR calibration app on Windows 11. And on this LG OLEDs, or any OLED that has 800 nits with HGIG, you should set the HDR calibration app to 0, 780, and 780. So now, the majority of these games that support the system level calibration, and also for all auto HDR supported games, you have to use fine-tune dark areas -16 to fix the black level race. Okay, so if you watch my videos before, you know that I've been recommending that for a long time, and it still holds true. Unfortunately, they have to fix that issue, but it is very easy. You have to use VRR and then come here and lower fine-tune dark areas to -16. So what if you don't have an LG OLED? You have to use reshade to fix that black level race, and I have explained how to do that. Okay, very important. Otherwise, near black, the game is going to look kind of grayish and washed out. Okay, the colors are going to look a little bit washed out. So this is something that a lot of people are not going to notice, but it is ugly. It is ugly. I just opened the game and immediately noticed that because this is a very low light scene. So it is very, very noticeable. Very, very easy to see. But aside from that, it's fantastic. I mean, I immediately noticed, okay, the game doesn't have sliders for the peak brightness, but I look at this light source and I know for sure, okay, that's 797. And I took a screenshot with the HDR WCG image viewer app, and I verified that this was 797, the max CLL 797. So that is perfect for HGIG on this LG OLEDs. Of course, if you have a G2, for example, you want to set the HDR calibration app accordingly for the G2, so you can get the best out of those 900 to 1000 nits that you have on the G2. So let's take a look at it. I am going to walk. Okay, I'm gonna walk on the game for the first time, and I'm just looking at this line here, and I hope that the line is consistent. Okay, let's see. Please, just please, don't stutter. First time ever, I'm gonna walk, and I'm looking at the line.
There you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Let me increase the volume here. I love this kind of games, man. I think we have Parry's. It looks a little bit blurry, to be honest. Let me see if we have the issue that when we move the camera, it becomes blurrier than when it is static. And I'm not talking about motion clarity. I'm just talking about the DLSS and the TAA issues. Yeah, I believe we do have that problem. So it basically becomes blurry when you move the camera. And I don't think I have motion blur. Maybe the game has motion blur on the engine. Let me see. I have everything maxed out. I don't see any motion blur setting here, but unfortunately, the game might have motion blur by default. Sometimes it is attached to this post-processing. Let me lower this and see if that happens. Yeah, it's still happening. I'll have to figure that out, because the problem is normally people wouldn't notice that playing at a higher frame rate because they are playing on a sample and hold display. But on this LG C1, when I use OLED Motion Pro High at 120 FPS, I don't see any that blur. So it is very obvious when motion blur is on, and I don't want that crap. So yeah, I have my doubts. I believe this game might have this motion blur forced, or it is just that TA8. Oh, it stuttered. My God, why? Why, man? It compiled the shaders. Why are you gonna stutter? Doesn't make any sense. It is just the way it is.
I see they got Jimmy.
It's just the way it is, man.
But we have to hurry.
It's just in every single game the same crap.
My name is Sophia. Please come to Hotel Krot, and I'll explain what's happening.
But-
Jiminy, please escort him to the hotel.
But to be honest, any game in comparison with Elden Ring is just gonna be so much better, because you know Elden Ring's locked to 60, it stutters, frame rate is
Let's
very
get you
low,
out of there.
CPU bound.
Find
So,
something that might help.
but Elden Ring is, you know, the best of the best. So you're gonna play it anyway. But for these games, we are expecting much better performance
But
for
the
sure.
streets are not safe. Arm yourself with one of the weapons over there. It'll be helpful on your way to the hotel.
Okay, what kind of weapon do I want? This is gonna be like heavy sword. It's gonna be faster. This might be the fastest one. Dexterity. I'm gonna go with strength. I like a slow pace, heavier attack. Of course, for HDR you need to be in a dark room. Right now I'm struggling to see well because of the, you know, the ambient light. The performance is very good, and I didn't see a stutter again. Maybe the stutter was when the game is saving the files or something. So I block with this, attack with this. Okay, see if we have parries. Yes, we have parries. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. I like it. We have parries. Oh my God, that's my favorite game mech. Oh man, why is that? Why was that stutter? I was not even moving. I was not even moving. Why that stutter? Was that because the game was saving? I don't know. But the performance is very good. It's very, very stable, very good. Why stutter? I don't like to read anything. Okay, so we have two over here. Let's see. Come. I love the way it's repelling the attacks. I love the impact. Oh, there's one behind. I love this. I love this. I love the impact that I feel from the attack. I like it a lot. I like how it feels, the impact. One thing that I am not seeing is when I actually hit the enemy, I don't see that the enemy is actually being impacted with my weapon. But I do like a lot how it feels when you blocked. It feels that the enemy attack is heavy. I like that a lot, but I don't see that my sword is causing any impact, like a heavy impact on the enemy. Like it is like going through their bodies a little bit. It doesn't feel very impactful. I need to get the key for the main entrance.
You cannot see the dark. Switch me on and gently.
Oh, this guy's gonna throw. It's just shoot me, bro. I'm not sure if you can block the bullets. Let's see how fast it loads. I have the game on an NVMe SSD Gen 4. So that's as fast as the game is going to load. It was not very fast, but it was okay. Let's see now. Now let's play well now. Let's see if I have a heavy attack. Yes. Oh. Oh, I love that heavy attack. It's actually two attacks. I don't want to make this video too long, but I want to beat these guys. I don't know how to run. Okay, so there is a dodge. The dodge button is the same as the run button, same as on Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3. So you run with the same button that you dodge. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you can step aside and then you have to press 2 times to dodge. Let me see. Oh no, you cannot dodge. You cannot dodge when you are locked into the enemy. Let's see if I don't lock. Oh, so you have to be... You cannot dodge when you are locked into the enemy. You're just going to dash. So I will need to not lock into the enemy to be able to dodge. Interesting. Very interesting. Maybe there is a way, or I don't know. I beat Dark Souls 3 without knowing that there was a locked button because I didn't know English. So I didn't read the tutorial or anything. And I was playing with mouse and keyboard without knowing that there was a locked button. Playing the game at 30, 40 FPS, 720p. That's how I beat Dark Souls 3, and that was my first Souls games. So that was pretty insane. I was trapped in between the enemies. I couldn't get out of them. That was a little bit clunky. That was a little bit clunky. But you know, Souls-like games are always a little bit clunky. They are never, you know, the best in that regard. I am expecting Lords of the Fallen to be a lot better in that regard because I beat the first one and it was actually technically very nice in my opinion. I don't read any of that. I am like, if I cannot figure out the game myself, the game is not good enough. I'm sorry. If I have to be reading tutorials, the game is garbage. I have to be able to figure it out without reading anything. And the game is very dark. If you see it dark on the recording, that's how it is. I set up the camera settings to be as close as possible as I see in front of me. Okay, so I can actually backstab the enemy. Okay. So you have to hit the enemy 3 times from the back. It is very easy to... It's very easy to parry. Very easy. I haven't missed almost the parries. I'm afraid it might be too easy to parry. But maybe that's with these first enemies are very slow and they are, you know, telegraphing the attacks. Let's see. I like it. Whoa. There you go. I like it, man. I like how it feels. And it is performing flawless, I have to say. Aside from those two stutters, I haven't seen anything else. Again, I didn't read any of that. So probably I can press a button. Yeah, this is where I was coming from, I think. No. Oh yeah, this is the hole where I was coming from. That's the main door. Yeah. You see, this is popping right here. These light sources are popping with the HDR. But I think this is like an SDR to HDR. This is not like native HDR, because I don't see, like, it is just these light sources are bright, they are popping, and they are very nice, but I don't see like a resolution, like a detail on them. Like when I'm looking at this, there's no, I don't see like a LT to use Legion arm. Oh, this is a big one. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Come on. So I don't stagger the enemy. I cannot stagger the enemy with that. With my attack doesn't stagger the enemy. They don't even budge. That's one thing I don't like. But that is necessary, because if you stag the enemy, then you can just spam the attack button. Okay. Let me parry this guy. Oh, that was good. But why there was no finish blow there? No finish blow. Okay, let's see. I think I might have to be parry all the attacks. I have to parry all the attacks. So let's beat that guy. And I'm gonna finish the video when I beat that guy. So the parries don't have enough consequence. Like, they don't do a lot. They are very easy to do, but they don't do a lot. They don't stagger the enemy, and I didn't even get a finish blow with that parry. I don't think this weapon, this slow weapon, was the best choice. I think the dexterity here might be better. Like faster attack might be better, because I am not dealing a lot of damage, but I'm taking a lot of time in between the attacks. So I don't think that was the best choice. I'm gonna... let me kill this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna skip these two guys. I'm going directly to this boss here. Come on. I'm gonna parry every single attack. See, if you parry enough. But why there was no finish blow? That's what I don't understand. I should have a finish blow there. Maybe I have to use the LT. There's no finish blow. I don't like that, man. I should get a finish blow there to reward me for my parries. And it doesn't look like I am parrying. It looks like I'm just pressing the block button on time. Like when I press the block button, I don't feel like it is parrying the enemy at all. I'm not sure what's going on. So I got the key for the entrance. Yeah, so I'm gonna finish the video here. Let me go through the entrance and see if there's like a bonfire or something. Yeah, that's all there is in this room. Just kill that guy to get the key. And now come over here. Oh, actually there's a way over here. Yeah, I'm just gonna open the entrance. I'm gonna open the entrance here. Same as Dark Souls, they cannot attack you if you're opening the door. See, no stutters. That was good, no stutters. And they're not gonna follow you through the new section. No stutters. So I don't think the stuttering is going to be an issue in this game. I do have to say it looks blurry. Okay, it looks a little bit blurry. And of course I don't play sitting this close to the screen, but it doesn't look very sharp. I mean, it looks blurry, and I have the sharpness of the DLSS at the default 50. I think it looks a little bit blurry. But it is performing very well, man. I like it. I'm really gonna play this game for sure. I am definitely gonna play this game for sure. So yeah, and it looks good. I mean, the presentation is good. It's just a little bit blurry. The HDR is very good. The responsiveness of the game is good. It feels nice to block the attacks. I am just not sure if I am actually parrying the attacks or just... I mean, if you just hold the block button, is that the same as what I was doing? Trying to time the attacks? I'm not sure. I have to figure that out. But I'm definitely going to play the game. The performance is very good. I mean, right now, this is DLSS quality. If I use DLSS balance, I'm sure I can lock this game to 120. Let me use balance here. See, 120, I'm gonna drop. I will need to drop some settings, but I'm getting 120 here on this scene, you know, with rain. This doesn't seem to be like a very easy scene to run, and I'm getting 120 locked, but the GPU utilization is at 95%, so I'm definitely gonna have to lower the DLSS or the settings, okay? Let me lower the settings. Let me do that right now. So if I lower the settings, so right now I have everything maxed out. So if I lower the post-processing, the shadows, for sure, I always lower the shadows. It doesn't make any difference, and it is almost always going to improve the frame rate. Reflections, yeah, I lower that too. The fog, volumetric fog, that's usually very heavy to run. And sometimes I even play that with low just to get a higher frame rate. The shading, I don't want to lower that, but let's see if I lower that. So I'm only keeping the textures. And the game is so the VRAM right now is at 85, 75. Let's see right now. Yeah, so that didn't improve the performance like 5%. Like the GPU was at 98% and now it is at 92%. That didn't improve the frame rate a lot, but sometimes that small amount is what you need to keep that frame rate locked for black frame insertion. And I might play this game with black from insertion, or I might just enjoy the HDR. It depends. If the HDR is very, very good, which so far I don't see anything spectacular about the HDR, I don't know. I might play one day with black from insertion, another day without black from insertion. But the performance it seems to be good enough for black from insertion for sure. And sometimes what I do, if I cannot get 120 FPS for OLED Motion Pro High, I use 100 FPS, 100 Hertz for OLED Motion Pro High, and that looks like 263 frames per second in motion, okay? And it feels very responsive because it's 100 FPS on an OLED. So that's what I might end up doing, just to get a better picture quality so I don't have to lower the DLSS. So I might be able to use DLSS quality with max out graphics at 100 frames per second with OLED Motion Pro High. So I might do that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'm gonna keep playing the game. If I see anything wrong with it, like, man, you know, I got to this part and it sucks. The performance is trash and it's just terrible, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna have a link. I'm gonna have a comment thing. But so far, man, I like it a lot. The game itself, I like it. It looks very good. The HDR is good. It feels very responsive. It has impact. And it's a Souls-like game, which I'm gonna play anyway, even if it's trash. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions and if you have any questions.